Environmental Management System. Let us first define what is environmental management system. Environmental management system is a set of internal policies and procedures that helps your organization systematically assess and reduce the environmental impact of its activities. The best known environmental management system is the ISO 14001 standard, which provide a commonly accepted guidelines for the design of comprehensive environmental management system. Now, let's proceed to the needs for environment management. Environment management is an important perspective in the current scenario where environmental stress is becoming severe day by day, and the degradation of environment poses a serious threat to humanity. And also, there's a need for environment management for the following. The first is for the use of resources. So we all know that our resources are only limited, and if we don't use them properly, they will get exhausted very soon. So for the appropriate and reasonable use of resources, environment management is necessary. We need to control ourselves and maximize resources and preserve them so that we will practice sustainability for our future generation. And also, it is our basic responsibility to create an accurate coordination and equilibrium between our needs and procedure for our environment. So next is to overcome environment and ecology crisis. So environment management is very important to overcome environment and ecology crisis because the present development has reached a point where environment and ecology are in crucial crisis. So if we, the human, continue to practice different kind of activities that affects our environment, it will create a disastrous effect on our environment. And worse, the whole earth will be destroyed. Next is for sustainable development. Environment management is required for development without any destruction or overuse of natural resources, and to reduce population and degradation of our nature. They must also consider the welfare of our future generations and give the best decision regarding the use of our environment. Next is for economic needs and values. Environment management is required to give new directions to our economic needs and values, at the same time to maintain the clean environment. So next is to reduce disaster. Environment management reduces the risk of disaster like flooding, forest fire, earthquakes, desertification, transport accidents, global warming, and etc. So we need to explore the link between environmental system and the disaster, and also the synergies between man-made and natural disaster. So next is to decide the limiting line between environment and development. Environment management is essential to draw a line of limit for development and environment. Just like, for example, if our development needs to lead to global warming or depletion of the ozone layer, then we must not use the materials and modify our ways of development. And we must adopt the policy of afforestation.
The next is, it can improve environmental performance. The world has many different problems regarding the environment, and as we all know, the interrelationship between the economy and the environment is central in understanding the underlying reasons why environmental management by the organization is essential. Improving environmental management system means improving the company's operation and their indication with regards to the impact of the organization's action to the environment, especially the negative ones. Because the environment are equally important to profit, environmental management systems are needed so that companies can find ways to help reduce negative impact caused by its operation and etc. More importantly, sound environmental performance is beneficial to an organization's public image, which ultimately enhances its market position and community relations. The next one is, it helps in preventing pollution. Environmental management system is about the interaction and impact of organization or company's activities on the natural environment. So, companies have the responsibility towards their action either to prevent it or by making solutions to the problem by following the rules and regulation, especially the regulation about the environment. Preventing pollution are one of them. There are many different kinds of pollution in air, water, noise, and soil. The environmental management system helps prevent pollution while in the process of helping the company identify the causes of environment problems that involves the company's operation and help sort out solutions to reduce these causes, reduce wastes, save money, increase efficiency, and reduce the costs associated by environmental compliance and liability. The next one is, it helps in resource conservation. It is widely recognized that the environment is the source of supply for raw materials that are subsequently processed into finished product at the end of the supply chain. Over-extraction of raw materials and subsequent disposal of finished goods into the environment contribute to significant environmental degradation. Environmental degradation may therefore impose economic costs which may eventually result in output losses. Sacrificing the environment for economic development may hence have adverse impact on the quality of life for both present and future generations. In view of this, there is an intensifying need for sustainable business practices in order to significantly reduce the adverse environmental impacts of economic growth. The next one is, it can enhance employee morale. Actually, any companies or organization doing environmental management enhance their employees' morale and productivity because it shows that the company or organizations they work for actually care for the environment. So it means company can also care for them, the employees. This productivity increase was driven by enhanced level of employees' engagement and commitment as a result of the increased training and connection across the organization. Engaging as many of your employees as soon as possible and sharing information and opinions in your team may let your employee have a sense of achievement as they work. The next one is, it helps employee to become more aware of environmental issues and responsibilities. Environmental management are considered to be equally needed as corporate social responsibility. It is not actually mandatory, but companies or organizations seems to include this responsibility so that employees can be active in supporting any activities that may be beneficial to its brand. As one of the people living in this world, we are obligated to the responsibilities regarding the environment because we use them in our daily lives.
The next is
the importance of environmental management. Environmental management is beginning to play an increasingly important role in the protection of our environment as well as public health. It has become expected for businesses to demonstrate that they are managing their organization's environmental impact. Most companies rely on environmental management systems to improve the performance of their organization, reduce costs, gain new customers, and improve public image. These environmental management systems address the environmental impact of an organization's activities, as well as helps to establish goals, processes, and procedures that will improve the impact of the company has on the environment and the health of public. They also pave the way for organizations to become ISO 14001 certified. By implementing an environmental management system, Organizations can continually improve its environmental performance by adjusting processes and
The
procedures.
next is
Effective utilization of resources. Resources are limited and willing or unlimited. The environment management helps to control the effective utilization of resources. Environment management creates a bridge between actual needs and willingness. This can be beneficial in many ways, such as reducing the amount of material used and or manufacturing cost, reducing waste materials, and compliance to environmental legislation. It also reduces the impact to the environment. Safeguard from environment crisis. Humans are using and wasting environment things too much. If they continuously doing these things, they will destroy everything. Environment management has become the most important part to protect us from environment crises. So environment management provides safeguard from environment crises. Economical development. Environment management is not only provided a safeguard, but it also provides economical development to the nation. Because when the government safeguards to the environment, they may get medicines, clothes, and many more in returns. That will help the country to make them economic benefits.
In addition,
An environmental management system addresses the environmental impact of an organization's activities and establishes goals and procedures that will improve the impact it has on the environment and human health. Federal compliance. Establishing an environmental management system ensures that organizations maintain compliance with federal environmental regulations. This may includes the Clean Water Act, the Clean Air Act, and the Toxic Substance Control Act. Public health. An environmental management systems protects public health and safety by establishing procedures to limit or eliminate harmful substances from entering the environment, including public water systems. Every organization in some ways affect the environment. Emergency plans. An emergency response plan is part of an environmental management system. A response plan establishes procedures to be followed in the event of an accident or emergency with a potential environmental impact. These plans prepare organization to quickly and efficiently respond to emergency or accident. The main purpose of environmental management system is to help an organization control its environmental risks and improve its environment performance. But it is also becoming an important factor in terms of overall corporate image and competitiveness in the
the
marketplace.
next is
Importance of environmental management system in today's scenario. The current scenario that we are dealing right now is the COVID-19 pandemic that has been a huge reason for the company to have its recession since the last year. The environmental management system has its big role in today's setting, considering the fact that there has been an increase in waste production, even the businesses switch to less contact waste of services. First, environmental management system is important in regulating the increase in waste production. Businesses who switch to less contact services tend to produce more waste for packaging in order for them to deliver the best quality of their product. Households and hospitals also increase in waste production and which are not properly segregated since there is a limited third-party involvement in the situation. Second, environmental management system compliance is to examine existing treatment and disposal options for infectious waste management and promote the best available options to mitigate transmission risks since COVID-19 is quite infectious and can be easily transferred.
COVID-19 that we are facing today, there are several scenarios or issues that might be treated. The extension of every species include human beings on Earth. The Philippines is suffering from degradations of the natural environment. The country is facing pollution, deforestation, coastal erosion, wildlife extinction, global warming, and climate change. The Philippines is looming with garbage problems and more than 400 plants and animals species found are currently threatened with extinction. One of the scenarios that we are facing today is the improper disposal of the face mask and face shield as waste related to COVID-19 pandemic may bring another social paralysis if it not addressed. The reckless disposal of COVID-19 protective gear and products, particularly potential infection face masks, poses a threat to human health and environment. Why environmental management is important in today's scenario? First, let's talk about the Ecological Waste Management Act of RA 9003. With the help of this law, it calls for the adoptions of the best environmental practices in ecological waste management in explicitly. One of the best practices in Ecological Waste Management Act of 9003 is recycling, collection, and proper disposal of the garbage. Under Republic Act 9003, barangay, city, and municipality created ordinance providing for sections and penalties for non-compliance. Environmental management campaigns, seminars, training, and different community activities is implemented.
Now let's talk about understanding the importance of environmental management system in order to meet the goal and improve the impact it has on environment and human health. Over the years, establishing an environmental management system has become one of the basic steps in improving environmental performance. At its most basic, an environmental management system should be part of a company's overall management system and will include organizational structure, planning, activities, responsibilities, practices, processes, procedures, and resources. All of these aspects assist in the development and implementation of a company's environmental policies. Environmental management is the beginning to play an increasing important role in the protection of our environment as well as public health. It has become expected for businesses to demonstrate that they are managing their organization's environmental impact. This environmental management system addresses the environmental impact of an organization's activities as well as helps to establish goals, processes, and procedures that will improve the impact of the company that has on environment and health of the public. The environmental management system also helps to achieve and maintain the environmental impact of an organization. The benefits of environmental management systems includes the reduce of environmental incidents, improve the reputation, provides marketing advantage, improve regulatory performance, lower risk of fines for non-compliance with environment legislation, increases workforce motivation, increases focus and knowledge within the organization, reduction in waste, utility waste, and waste disposal, provides an opportunity to attract new customers, investors, and shareholders, and increase the company's profit. This environmental management system addresses the environmental impact of an organization's activities, as well as they also pave the way for organizations to become ISO 14001 certified. After knowing the benefits and effects of EMS, you will learn that the main focus of EMS is to help the business
or an organization to control their environmental risk and improve their environmental performance. Certification to an international standard such as ISO 14001 or EMAS can also help improve a company's image and is becoming increasingly important as competitive factors in the marketplace. Simply establishing an EMS does not guarantee better performance. An EMS is a tool that only functions if an organization puts time and effort into its implementation. Developing policies and procedures to track environmental impact does not help if nobody in a company's facility follows the system. However, most companies have found the process to be rewarding enough to merit the support.
And in addition,
an environmental management system protects public health and safety by establishing procedures to limit or eliminate harmful substances from entering the environment, including public water systems. Every organization in some way affects the environment, which directly affects public health. An environmental management system is an evolving policy that seeks to continually lessen negative impacts on the environment.
Dozen aspects and impacts. Aspect: using of more papers. Impact: solid waste increases. Aspect: paper printing and usage of electricity. Impact: increasing greenhouse gases. Therefore, we propose an environmental policy. Environmental policy: compliance with legal requirements, prevent pollutions, educate and train employees, encourage environmental practice among suppliers and contractors. Let's save our environment.